Hello, welcome back to Reach Me or Teach Me. Today's a good day, special day for me. It's my first music reaction video on the channel. Dax happens to be one of my favourite contemporary artists. He's always got a very strong message in his songs, sometimes positive, sometimes not. But regardless, there's always something behind his lyrics. He usually has great beats, and yeah, he's one of the few contemporary artists that I genuinely enjoy listening to and delving into it a little bit more in depth. Um, so hopefully you enjoy this. The song's called Depression, which is obviously a big issue, um, and I'm sure Dax is going to have some interesting things to say. And I know he's been very public and open about his battles with his anxiety and depression. I myself have had my battles, and I'm still battling anxiety and depression, like a lot of people out there. So let's hear what Dax has to say.
I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help, but I pushed all them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days.
So I've listened to a little bit of Dax. I don't think I've ever heard him sing. He's got not a bad voice. I know there's a bit of autotune attached to that, and it's very much electrified. But it's not a bad voice. Kudos.
Sometimes I sit and I reminisce about the good times. Wish I could get those back. I keep on running these races that go in my mind, and they go on these tracks. I'm not ready to erase all my memories. I fight depression and I let it get the best of me. Now there's nowhere to run, nowhere to go. Look around, there's liquor bottles all on the floor, filling up the space inside my heart and my home, drowning out these thoughts until they leave me alone. I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help, but I pushed all them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days. These thoughts are draining all my energy. I try to tell them the God, they said I'm going insane, and then they recommended therapy. And I go and talk to a man who's getting paid to explain. He started saying that the chemical imbalance is the reason that my brain ain't connecting to accomplishments associated with moving on in life and past the things that my heart cannot contain. So the happy.
I just realised we've got a whole Truman Show thing going on. I wonder if that's Dax's way of highlighting the fact that obviously with this celebrity nature and things, like basically the whole world is watching him at all times, and he has to maintain this image and this portrayal of bravado and toughness, especially as a rapper. I can imagine that whole scene, there'd be a lot of image attached to that, and I can't help but feeling that this is his way of highlighting that he's got to put on a show for the rest of the world while inside he's battling his own demons.
This won't sustain. And he read me my options. He said, here goes a pill, only take two with a meal, and they don't know how I feel. I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help, but I pushed all them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. pray for brighter days. Should I drown all these thoughts or should I leave them to float? I've got all of my flaws living inside of this boat. I've been anchored in pain, the weight is making me choke. It's getting harder to breathe, it's pulling right at my throat. I've been hoping for change but don't know how to restart. They say you ain't a man when you exposing your heart. Then they say you insane until it tears you apart. And then it cuts you so deep and they can tell by the scars. We can...
That's interesting. The lyrics, that part there where he talks about you ain't a man when you're exposing your heart, and I think that's something that's a big issue these days. There's a lot of men out there that again, they have to maintain this image of bravado and toughness and masculinity, and at the same time they're being urged to be in touch with their emotions and to talk about how they feel and all the rest of it. But then every time they do, they just get seen as weak and pathetic, and so a lot of men just tend to just push this stuff down and just suppress it and pretend that it's not there, to help them maintain that image. And then one day, usually that will break them. And everybody's different. For some people that works. I know a lot of people that are extremely good at compartmentalizing, where stuff happens and they just stick it to the back of their brain and carry on, and then we'll deal with that later. And then there's other people who just can't do that, and it's a challenge because everybody is different and everyone processes things different. But what you saw there with the therapist, the standard response is to prescribe you with stuff to numb it, just to help you push it down, basically. And it's tough as a man. It's tough. You're getting mixed messages. You got to be tough, but you got to be soft. And it's a very, very hard balance and a very fine line for a lot of men to walk. And I think a lot of men struggle with that. And I think there's still still a long way to go before before we crack the code as far as how to deal with mental illness. A lot of it is just, say, drugs to push it down and numb it and help you carry on and function as a member of society. So, interesting.
Restart. They say you ain't a man when you exposing your heart. Then they say you insane until it tears you apart. And then it cuts you so deep and they can tell by the scars. We can only see change when we accept who we are. Try to run from the shame and you won't never get far. Don't you bottle the pain and live your life in the dark. You're meant to break from those chains and shine as bright as a star. Don't you ever tell yourself that your depression is the reason you won't make it, or that happiness is not in your cards. With our God, you can beat all the odds. Keep your faith and you'll never be lost, and say, I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help. But I pushed off, never no way. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself,
It's very Truman Show.
Pray for brighter days.
That's the end of the Truman Show right there. Interesting ending. I think he found what was on the other side, and that wasn't what he thought it was going to be. That's what I mean. He's always got a very strong message, and that's what I'm all for. Music is supposed to be expression of self. I don't like any of the stuff that just talks about bitches and guns and all this sort of stuff. That's just postulating as far as I'm concerned. Look at how much bling I've got. Look at my cool rims. I don't care about any of that. This is the stuff this is what reaches me. This sort of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are struggling with things out there, I said everyone's different. Don't believe that because something worked for somebody else, it will definitely work for you. Try different things, talk to different people, never give up, but try different things until you do find what works for you. But the best thing I can suggest to you, if you are going through your own battles out there, is to surround yourself with people that understand you and that will be patient with you. Um, and that goes a long, long way to helping you understand there's more to life than just the darkness. Because sometimes when you're in that hole, you just can't see anything but that darkness. So surround yourself with good people, um, not people who will push you and do what they want you to do as far as fixing yourself and how you should behave, but people who will understand you and get you for who you are. And yeah, thank you for the recommendation. Dax is the man. If you guys have got anything else you want me to listen to or react to, by all means, I'd love to hear it. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. There's a whole heap more music reaction videos coming up as well. So if you like this, and by all means, I hope to see you next time.